Hello. We're just getting things sorted out and tested. Just making sure everything is a go. We're gonna do something a little different. So this is something that I personally haven't really done. I'm just hanging on the thread here. You know what I mean? Like I'm not actually joining this particular space through my computer. I'm gonna leave a space in the YouTube video, but I have to make sure that everything sounds good before I go on. I hope you guys can hear me well. I hope it's clear. I hope it's clear. Let's see. All right, it looks like it's in real time and it's clear. And what you hear is the background. Ooh. Let me mute that real quick. All right, let me test it. See, is that what it is? Is that hiss? And I think there's probably a feature that gets rid of that. But we're gonna rock with it. Hold on before we go. I think it's good enough. I want it. Let me see. Let me try to put the volume down here so you won't hear that hiss. All right, what about now? Let's see, testing. All right, it looks like everything's good. I think people can probably hear me in the space. Thank you for the back. Thank you for acknowledging the background. I think everything good. As you guys you probably already know that people do not like the fact that I do this on Twitter. And that's cool. Everybody has their preference. I'm not even mad at you. But what I wanted to actually talk about here, and you're probably going to hear some reverberations. I have a mic too, but that mic is kind of like trash. And I'm going to start doing it this way so I can sound clear, clean, and under control. You know what I mean? That's what I want to try to do. So we got a nice little thing going on here. I think I like it. I'm not one for introductions, so let's get rolling. Today, we're going to talk about red flags versus expectations. And this is a bit of a convoluted subject. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to articulate it and then make sure that it's seen on the thumbnail, make sure that it's enough characters for YouTube and things like that. That sucks. That really sucks, but we're going to try to roll with it. Something interesting has happened to me in the last 2 weeks. And of course, the stuff that I do here. Oh yeah, by the way, the branding for this particular show is called Lo-Fi Behavior. So I want to kind of cover just low quality behavior in general. So as you already know, if you are a man, you already know that everything that you do is completely negative. No one cares about you really. No one likes you. You are toxic. Everything that you do is toxic. The things that you do in the world, such as the laborious work, no one gives a fuck about. No one cares. No one likes you. You know what I mean? If the same equivalency is happening to a woman, then it's equivalent. Then it's empowerment. A woman is completely empowered and she can go out and have like 30, 40, 50, 60, sometimes 70. I just saw like a post where the girl actually had she had like 1,000 bodies. 1,000 bodies. Yeah, I can see the chat section. I'm actually looking at it now. I got like a little thing there. I can see it through here. But she had like 1,000 bodies. 1,000 bodies. And she said she don't care. You know what I mean? And of course, no one looks at this anymore. It's always, she's empowered. This is her freedom and things of that nature. There's no consequence to what they do. But there's always that double standard that we always talk about here, that you probably hear all the time. It's always a double standard. Always a double standard. And it's unfortunate that it's a double standard that although a woman can be strong and powerful, she still wants a man to be a man. And this is where I want to actually kind of interject and kind of show you what we're dealing with here, right? Let's take a look. So as you can see here, it's a funny. Ooh, we went on mute, yo. As you can see here, let's pause it. So make sure this is, get your ass over here. So homie right here, you see him? That dude, he has a gun. He also has a face mask, you know, so making sure that he ain't spreading that COVID, that CV, you know what I mean? He goes in here, right? And he walks up. Now, he pulls out a gun, cocks it, and immediately starts to rob the place. Give me your money. And we already know there was the rapper that was killed through gun violence, and it's because he had his chains. And that, you know, a woman typically is really involved in social media, which is unfortunate, right? But in this particular case, the dude has his fight or flight, you know, systems going on completely. Once he sees the gun, he immediately calmly exits out. It's over, right? Pause it. She sees the whole thing go on. Then turn around and realizes that her man isn't there at all. Right? That's what's happening. He's not there at all, right? And we want to continue to look at this. And she's baffled. He gets robbed. His other girl puts her, you can see she puts her head on her head like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Now, two things. This girl right there, this girl, she expects him to protect her completely, even though he had a gun, right? Because a man is supposed to be a protector. But also, a woman is strong and independent, and she doesn't need a man either to protect her because she could do everything that a man can do. Everything that a man can do, right? Now this guy comes out and he tries to protect her, stops her from going out. And this is what the story looks like. So this could be, he looked older, too old, like he looked older for her, whatever the case is, but we all know that women kind of go after older guys. But you get this situation, right? And they're looking to see where her boyfriend went. This brother is long gone. He's gone. Gone. Point blank period, right? Now here's the thing, right? There's a lot of commentary because of this. There's a lot of comment. Hope I ain't playing this shit. Yeah, there's a lot of commentary because of this, right? Look, I want you to take a look at what they tweeted in terms of the name of this shit. Now they say that he hit the race and left his woman there to get robbed or shot. Hand plant. So even though the guy doesn't have a bulletproof vest, the guy is just as susceptible to get killed, and he looks like he's on a date. He's really probably on a date. That's not his girl. That's not his wife. You can clearly see that's what the situation is, right? And they think that he's supposed to, catch a bullet for her? Is that what I'm reading? So I immediately go into the comment sections. Then they double up and said that he said peace. Peace sign, running emoji with the little puff of smoke, right? And and this is what I like about, this is what I really like about this space, right? RP space. I was really thinking, right? I was thinking that people are going to sit here and be on the side of, the irrational. That he was supposed to somehow save the day because he's a provider and a protector, right? Or what men are supposed to be doing. That's what I thought. And that's not what happened. That ain't what happened. What happened, and again, for the people that's on Twitter, there should be a link in this space. They thought that this dude was supposed to protect her on a date, Tinder date probably. And I was really thinking everyone's going to say, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? And to my surprise and delight, no one really capped for this chick. Right? Now, do you fault him for getting up and just dipping? I don't know how to articulate that. I don't know how to articulate that. Should I? Arlong says she had 2 opportunities to follow him, but she wanted to catch or watch the show, and that's exactly my sentiments. This homegirl laughs out loud and says pussy. This is where the shit gets interesting. So we're gonna open up her thread, right? And I was really trying to. This was bad. This is what really surprised me. I was really kind of like happy to see this because I was really waiting for this to really pop off and everybody would be like, "Yo, that's him." I mean, that's his fault. Jose says, or Joes says that. I mean, why the fuck would she sit there and watch it all happen? And that's what she did. This dude got 132 likes. No comments because it was pretty self-explanatory. Now, Rage says, this you, referring to the girl. Now, he puts a hyena out there from the Lion King. The reason why he puts a hyena, that's RP talk for how hyenas work. Hyenas are the dominant sex in that particular community. It's a monarchy, right? Wait. Are you okay? Did you not say hi? You talking to me? Hold on. Talking to me? Hold on. Yeah, I did say hi. Anyway. So he mentions, a lot of the times if I don't say anything immediately, it's because I'm so used to something crashing and burning on this space, or just spaces in general. And I just don't have time to lose. So if I didn't say hi, hello, right? So they say, there's a matriarchy in terms of hyenas, right? The guys are completely subservient. And if a woman is going to be bigger than a man, right? You got 200-pound women that are like 5'6" and stuff like that. If she's going to be bigger than a man, shit, bitch, you protect me. And of course, they said he got that flight in him. You know what I mean? He got that bird. He ready to dip. So another person says, unsung hero. He says, what? Fight or flight? And that moment, the man saw his opportunity to flight. I say it's smart. She should have been paying attention. She was paying attention to everything that has happened in that ordeal. That shit rolled the fuck out. And people was loving it. Then Nix says this, right? Replying to Bird Chick. We're gonna look at her profile too. She got 15,000 followers because she's a chick and probably doing some shit. I probably, at your own discretion, may not. I probably shouldn't click on that bitch. He says, yeah, you sit there and wait until he walks up on you like this. Right? You don't know what the hell he's doing. Say what you want. I ain't going out sad like that. In his defense, he told her, let's go. I didn't hear let's go. But apparently the subtitles probably had it. Really, do you really think he's going to protect her? He had options, and one of them is to leave and not get shot. This world is wholly different. This ain't the same that we used to deal with. Where it's chivalry and we gotta take our coat and put it in a puddle and stuff like that. Nah, you didn't want that. You didn't want that. You wanted to be the independent, strong woman, right? Remember that? Remember that you can do everything a man can do, right? If anything, you get up and beat the shit out of the dude that has the gun. We can't have these double standards. You either want to be protected, which means that you have to be submissive, or you want to be the protector. which means you have to beat his ass. And no, they say he's smart, unlike you. So she should have she should have followed him. Yep. The guy said, and she said, pussy, and hell nah. She should have left right with his ass. He says, F that. She's still sitting there for what? A pussy the next morning versus the one who stayed behind. Right. This world ain't the same, man. This ain't it. And whoever's doing this shit, this ain't it. That's the problem. That is the problem. This guy says, shut your ass up. You doing the same ish. But that's funny. I don't know why she just sat there and watched it all happen, and that's what she did. Rather be a pussy than be dead. She should have just followed him. She ain't a child. Yep. Laugh my ass off, pussy or dead. Right. F. He gonna do fight a bullet. So we're gonna go back out of that thread, right? Look at the rest of the comments. How about the fact that he might have some valuables on him and she didn't? Okay. And if any kind of guy has that kind of mentality to just leave the girl, then they don't deserve any girls. Word? They don't deserve any girl? Mr. 28 followers, not to say I don't that much, but like, God, like, see, this is why social media, sometimes I feel like you should be vetted. You shouldn't have any girl because the chick was dumb enough to just watch the shit happen like she was on TV, right? That's what we doing? Bet. Let's take a look at the thread too. We're going to the next thing. Now I talk about after we're done what I dealt with. If any man ever returns to such a lady after this encounter, it is tantamount to him initially digging his own grave. That will make 2 dense parties. Alright, that shit was too deep for me. If a woman let a masked gunman walk up on me like that and said nothing at all, I'd get up and leave her too. Like, she clearly is facing the nigga, yo. Just saying. The fact that she didn't even follow is scary. Leave her alone, bro. That's what he did. He bounced. He didn't even, he ain't did nothing wrong. That's what this person said. This was a chance he's been waiting for. She seen the whole thing play and didn't flinch or attempt to get up and pointed to him as he left, telling the robber where he went. She's on the team. Smart man. He wasn't on the same team. Watch it again. He ran off when the driver pulled up. And then this is where we're going to end off on that particular story, right? Equality, remember? Sexes of others, to expect a man to go over and beyond such strong, independent woman of today. Besides, she chose not to follow his lead to safety. That was her choice. I like that. I'm a woman. In that situation, you would not have to save me. There we go with the fucking independent woman. You right. So why are you in this thread then? I would have walked out with you. I mean, the whole side of the restaurant is wide open. No window or anything. She could have just got up and left. That is so effing true. That's so effing true. Crazy shit. So let's read some of the comments on YouTube. Let's see what we got here. I wonder if a woman beat the crap out of the robber and saved her boyfriend, what would happen? Oh, he would still be a pussy. He would still be a pussy, and she should get another man, right? Something like that. I mean, you want to be strong and independent. This is the shit that you get. So this story here, right? And there is, if you're on Twitter, there's a whole thread here. That's super interesting here. Whole thread of this woman. So we're gonna open this up. Hopefully it stays muted. It's muted, right? We're gonna read this shit before we watch the video. A woman drove her, what? See, fucking hell. A woman took a van, and drove her boyfriend to the mall. I have to fill in the fucking gaps, right? To the mall. While he was inside shopping, she read his messages and saw messages suggesting that he was cheating on her with her sister. And she did this. Her boyfriend, Jawan, well, that sounds like Jerome, Tyrone, thought she was coming closer to pick him up, and she wasn't. We're going to read the story here. She ran him over with the car. She also ran over a pedestrian, Christopher, walking across with his cane, who was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Christopher, 58 years old, has been paralyzed after a motorcycle accident. And after a lot of effort, psychotherapy, and rehabilitation, he learned to walk again with the aid of his cane. After running them down, she exited the vehicle and started to beat her boyfriend. She had their 8-month-old baby in the car during all of this and left her baby in the car while she went to beat. I don't think we need to read the comments truthfully. Her wounded boyfriend, to beat her wounded boyfriend, sorry. So she got out the car with her baby in the car, and she got out the car to beat her wounded boyfriend. The pedestrian, Christopher, died. The girl was, I don't know, her crazy ass fucking name, which to me is a red flag altogether, right? Was indicted on charges of aggravated murder, felonious assault, attempted murder, and endangering children. She faces life in prison. The attempted murder charge is for her attempt on her boyfriend because he actually survived. Talking about ruining one's life. So let's take a look at this particular tweet before we look at the video, and then we're going to talk about red flags, right, and expectations. Because that all ties in, right? This is the crazy shit, right? And it, like I said before, the article is in there. A lady once tweeted, I'm still looking for that exact same tweet. She says something like, be careful of women. A woman will risk all she has built just to get revenge. Her tweet had more depth to it, but this video shows exactly that. And somebody said, I saw one the other day, said a woman are like suicide bombers. Willing to go down as long as they could take you with them. Something in those lines. And I'm going to read what a chick says before we go to the video. So sorry about reading this shit. There are so many layers to the situation. It is so sad. She 24, young, brand new mother, postpartum. Look at this bitch. I'm sorry, man. Like, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to excuse this chick for acting irrationally. We're not going to excuse her for acting irrationally. Like, period. No, we got to go into this thread. Brand new mother, postpartum stress. She's driving him around, probably the provider of the house. Y'all wanted to be the provider, Valerie. Y'all wanted to be the provider. You wanted to be the men that you couldn't get. You wanted to make more money. You want to be the fucking strong ones, which means you have to assume the role of being a protector. Thanks, the great that she got what she deserved. No. She deserved more than life in prison, my dude. I think this bitch deserved the death penalty. I think that's a little bit too easy on her. I don't think they're gonna give it to her. She can get 10 years for being insane or some bullshit, right? Then she finds him cheating. Y'all gotta stop playing with people. Inexcusable behavior. But damn. Now here's what we're not gonna do. We ain't gonna do that shit. I can't. Did you just use a bunch of hypotheticals to gaslight for murder, assault, and child endangerment? Bro, boo-hoo, she getting life in prison. No female logic going to explain running over people. That does not excuse her from killing an innocent man and attempting to kill her boyfriend, along with causing the child in the back seat a tremendous amount of stress. I'm glad this woman have her head on her shoulder. I'm glad. Used all the excuses just to say inexcusable behavior. How nice. See this. See. You should tell that the family to that. You should tell that to the family of the old man she killed in the process. I'm sure they'll understand. What if she was the one doing his brother? Would you sympathize with him running her down? No. This is the double standards. This is the double standards. Damn, y'all rocking with murder? They saying she's already been arrested for punching her 7-year-old in the face. Somebody said bring back Andrew Tate for this one. Wild as Raw must have felt great tweeting all that rubbish. The no layers, she's a murderer. I'm glad that people in this world have common sense. So let's take a look at the video. I think I can enlarge it. Let me mute it. And I want you to see the video. They're going to pause it, so you ain't going to see nothing crazy. You can see the guy here kind of like crippled. Why homie pushing the cart? Why you still working? Leave the fucking cart. What are you doing, bro? This bro, man, yo, he's still working. He's like, it's none of my business. Wow. Wow. And I want you to see how she got out the car before we go on. Runs out there and starts beating on them. Bro. I like how you typed in Andrew Tate should beat the crap, and they literally blocked that message because of the word Andrew Tate. Bro. This is the problem. There's too many people, man, are excusing this bullshit. Let me back up. I don't need to see that again. There we go. There's too many people like excusing behaviors and making up crazy shit. There's too many people. The fact that she got any kind of likes at all is baffling to me. That shit's the craziest shit I've ever seen. Some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. That's the problem what we have. Now, why did I call it red flags versus expectations? I'm pretty sure that chick has some red flags. And then expectations, right? The very fact that we have to adhere to expectations of what a modern man, or what a man would do, a traditional man. So a modern woman can be as progressive and do whatever the hell they want, how they want it, right? They don't have any problem doing that shit. No problem. They have no problem with this, right? They have no problem with this shit. And then guys are supposed to fulfill the expectations of a traditional man. We're supposed to be protectors, providers. You know what I'm saying? And on top of it, we're supposed to let women do whatever the hell they want to do, regardless of the red flags that they have going on, regardless of all of that. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to just allow that to happen. That's what we're supposed to do. Whatever the girl has is clearly the girl that ran him over already probably had toxic behavior. You checking dudes' phones. I swear to you, a lot of women nowadays, they blocked it where I'm standing. If I screenshot it, you won't see the comment on YouTube, but it's blocked. On here, it picks it up because it has to go through third party. So that's the thing. There are always red flags that you should watch out for. And I swear that a lot of modern women are just clearly looking for toxic. They're looking for something to be toxic about. It's like they want to be in their own drama show because of their emotional instability or their emotional need, the emotional need to feel stimulated. That's what we're doing here. On one side of the fence, we had a robber, right? That was going to rob the place. And then the guy was expected, this is by social media, the guy was expected to protect her. The dude had a fucking gun. And somehow he was supposed to protect her. What? That's what we get here. Now, what about my red flags and what I'm dealing with, right? So, my red flag was this. So they say this, and this is nowhere near as like concentrated and dangerous. But I look at situations here, and I'll just spare you the other story. So I'll tell you this one. This is a little more easy to digest, right? The story that I dealt with is a girl that matched with me on a social media platform or on a dating app, right? Everything was calm, and she ends up telling me that she has 3 kids. However way you can put it, or however way you want to put it, right? A girl with that many kids and no guy is a red flag. Several red flags. Each kid is a flag. Each kid is a flag. That's the problem. Each kid is the flag. So she not only have 1, not only have 2, but she has 3 kids. 3. And so what the problem is that a lot of women and social media are gaslighting guys to pick up low-fi women. I'll put it that way. That's my coined phrase. They want you to pick up lo-fi women because nobody else wants them and because they are choosing poorly. Put it that way. They're choosing poorly. And so guys have to deal with it. We have to deal with their choices. So when a girl goes out and they try to gaslight you to say that, listen, women also have women with children need to have a guy. And that guy needs to assume the position of the provider and the stepfather. I mean, you've probably heard it as well when they have, stepfather season. This is what we're dealing with. So, okay, going back to the story about her being a red flag. Now, after she told me she had the kids, right, she's very ambiguous as to what she wants. You know why she's ambiguous as to what she wants? She's ambiguous because she knows that she is low-fi. Low quality. She knows it. She absolutely knows it. The thing is, she doesn't want to really say what she wants to really say. She doesn't really want to say it because she already know what the backlash would be. She knows it. So she tries to be coy. She tries to be friendly. She said that she's taking her son over to some basketball, whatever fucking game it is, whatever it is. Don't know what it is, but whatever. All right. So she has that situation going on, and the funny thing is with this particular story is that because she mentioned that she's taking her son somewhere. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I'm starting asking questions because she has that red flag that is the kid itself. Because like, why are you on a dating website? So I'm asking the question like, is that the only child you have? No, she has another son and a daughter. Girl is about 32, 33 years old, right? That's the age of where she's at. She works at a small convenience store. So I'm like, you got 3 kids and you're working at a convenience store, something like a 7-Eleven, right? So you got to ask yourself this question: how are you paying for the 3 kids? So that means that the guy's on child support or something of that nature. He's providing some way. So then, normally when a girl has all these problems, they don't like when a guy questions them. They call it, I don't like feeling it's a questionnaire or a test. No, it's just a lack of accountability. That's what that is. Let's be honest. It's lack of accountability. So you got this going on. And she ends up telling me, because a lot of the times you can either get that where they stop talking to you because you're asking too many questions about their fucked up choices, or they want a pity party and they start the diarrhea of the mouth. I saw one of her stories on Snapchat because that's how I edit her. She ends up telling me, or I saw her story, and she ends up saying that, oh, well, the gentleman, she says it all could be so simple, but the word she used, niggas, want to make it so hard. You know what I mean? I don't like, as a guy, a chick to be that vulgar. And nigga this and nigga that is what she was saying in her Snapchat. Already told me what kind of chick she is. So the next day she says, hey, I reached out to her and I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, what's up with your story? And then she finally tells me that she has 3 kids. She tells me that the reason why they're not together is because they broke up. That's what she tells me, right? So that's what's going on. They broke up. Okay. They broke up, and the reason why they broke up is because he cheated. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if he cheated on you, why do you have 2 other kids? Then she goes on, I didn't say this, but she finishes the question I had in my head. She says, well, I should have called it quits. I should have known better, blah, blah, blah. That's what she says. I should have known better. I tried to keep everything together. It didn't work. I said, okay, so what's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with this? And she goes on and she says, well, or her story, rather. Her story, so she's a hood rat or whatever. Yeah, she's a hood rat for sure. Absolutely. So she says, well, what ended up happening, and I know in my area, you can tell if she's from that area, you can tell if they're hood rats or not. But she ends up telling me, she says, hey, the reason why I posted that is because he has an agreement with me. It's like child support, but it's not legal. It's not like, with the courts. And he's not holding up his end of the deal. And I was like, what end of the deal? So she's like, he makes money. It's just that he works 16 hours. And I'm like, okay, if he works 16 hours, how the fuck is he? Okay, so I was like, is it just money? And she says, no, it's more than that. And she tells me that, it's, he's not there for the kids like that. And I'm like, okay, so I'm peeling back the layers. So I'm asking more and more questions. And she goes ahead and she says, the agreement was for him to pay the utilities since the kids are mostly there because they have joint custody. Or I guess he has them for the weekends. Then she goes on and says that he has the money. The reason why I'm pausing is I've told the story so many times. I'm just ho-hum about this shit. But anyway, she says that he has the money, right? To pay. And I'm like, okay, cool. So if he has the money to pay, what's the problem, right? So the problem is that he's not paying the utilities because he's spiteful because he still wants her. That's what she says. He still wants her. So he's loyal. He's lawyering up because she's trying to get the what do you call it? She's trying to get the judge involved, and he's protecting himself and his assets. So I guess she wants to fully put him on child support. So she has 3 kids. She's dealing with some kind of legal battle system. She has the baby father, which he's at least the father of all 3 of the kids. But she's dealing with the legal shit. She barely has a job. She says she used to be a stay-at-home mother, and then she's struggling, and the guy is doing this, right? Battling legal systems, and then somehow in your head, you decided to put yourself on a dating app. That's what you end up doing. You decide to put yourself on a dating app and waste someone else's time. Even if I took her story at face value, you're wasting anybody's time that talks to you. You have no time to be in a relationship at all. And you know you don't. So why are you out there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you don't have the time to be with a guy, what do you expect us to do? Understand that you have 3 fucking kids out of in a failed relationship and you struggling? So what you're really looking for is somebody to be a stepdad and relieve you of your duties. You talk about, because you know she has a babysitter, probably her parent, her mom or something like that, because that's how shit is. You know, broken households, or broken homes, let's just say. This continuously happens, you know what I mean? It's recurring. So I'm sure that the kids are over there while she's working. But you're looking for his money. He's working 16 hours a day, you claim, right? And he has money. But he's doing all of this so he can pay for your utilities because you don't have the funds to do it. So what's stopping you from getting out and finding a better job since your parents is probably doing most of the work? What's stopping you from doing that? Woe, it's me. I can't find a job other than 7-Eleven. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Like, it to me, it's always fucking insane when I see this shit. It's just low quality. It's low-fi behavior all across the board. So you jump on the dating website for what reason? Because you want attention? If I had to take a guess, is that the guy is starting to move on. And because he's starting to move on, she's being vindictive. And now she's saying, oh, I want you to pay for shit. And a woman need to ask herself this question. Since he has 3 kids, and if he's moving on with another girl, that girl that he moved on with is not going to want him to fuel your lifestyle. Because you can't find a fucking job. Because the kids live with you. You're deciding to keep the kids there so you don't have to work that much. It's lazy. It's lazy. You think about all this shit, and it's like it's not clicking with them. It's so privileged and all. And a regular guy would probably, here's the thing, right? So if a guy matched with her on social media, he'd probably smashing it down and bouncing because he can realize the red flags. But you know what she will do? Because she has a problem with taking accountability. She will run off, right? And she would say, men ain't shit. Men ain't shit. All they want is sex. And she's not telling the full story, right? That's the thing. She ain't telling the full story. She ain't telling the full story at all. She's just telling what she dislikes about her life and her situation. That's what she's telling. And because of her poor decisions, because you decided to have 3 kids in a failed relationship, and you don't have time enough to be in another relationship, but you want the attention and possibly stepdad status because he's not there for your 2 sons. So you want somebody to fill in that gap, and you want them to pay for what he's not going to pay for, and you want to basically try to get over him by finding another guy, but you want to drag this guy into that fucking mess, that cesspool. And because the guy knows of these red flags and he wants to get in them draws, he's going to do what he has to do it, because he's going to treat you like how you are, which is lo-fi. You're a lo-fi chick. You're a lo-fi chick. You only get what you chose the first time. You chose this dude. You decided to have 3 kids by him. Didn't marry, regardless of whether he cheated. Whatever the hell the case is. Once you have kids, you automatically put yourself in a situation that you have to assume your duties as a mother and put yourself second or last and do whatever it takes to not break up the household. But that's not what women do nowadays. Women, what they do, and this is my final statement, women, what they do, what they end up doing is not caring about the kids or the guy. They care about what makes them feel happy. So the kids are stuck with one mother. The father's not around. She's resentful at the fact that he didn't meet up to her expectations or couldn't put up with her nonsense or craziness. And you pass that along to each generation, creating beta males and creating bitter alpha widows as daughters. And the cycle continues over and over again. It's a problem. That's a problem. You just gotta look at the shit. It's crazy. It's crazy where we're at right now in this world. It's crazy. But that's gonna do it for me. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. This is my episode of Lo-Fi Behavior, where I'm gonna highlight. I want to do at least once a week of lo-fi behavior. Usually gonna be Thursdays. You know what I mean? If I can handle it. Needless to say, I don't think I'm gonna be talking to that girl. But anyway, don't forget to like the video. Liking the video is the only thing that's gonna combat the crazy algorithm that YouTube has of empowerment, women empowerment. That's the only thing that's gonna protect me and put me in a spot where more people can see me and more people can send this message. I've really thought to myself, the wave of talking about RP shit is kind of getting played out and old, but now I'm starting to see it's powerful. It's not about complaining. It's about fixing the balance. There's too many people that rag on men, good men. And there's too many people and companies that allow for poor, lo-fi behavior in women. And that creates a guy to chase after all of this shit because he wants to get the approval for the woman. So he's going to be lo-fi too, simping. So the more people talk about this shit, the better. Because it'll balance everything out. It'll make a woman act right. It'll make a man act right. That's all I got for you guys. And you guys take care.